Hi, I'm James. James loves games. What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. I was going to do this video yesterday, and I thought, you know, I'm just going to make a combo stream tonight. We're going to talk about the Game Awards tonight and the nominations and go through all that. And then I'll probably spend the second half just playing Alan Wake 2, because while we're all here, we might as well, right? So as you all probably know, excuse me, I had to burp. The Game Awards released their nominations earlier this week. I think it was on Monday they released them. And there's been a lot of buzz and speculation on the internet. And I figure I would throw my hat into the arena and speculate and vote as well. So we're going to be doing some live voting on all of the categories and hopefully some good discussions. What's up, Dwayne Johnson? I see you. I see you over there. Hopefully good discussions and other things. So, Rena, hello. Happy Thursday. What's up? So yeah, that's where we are. And Freaky, let's go. What's up, Freaky? So I've got it all. That's not what we wanted to see. There it is. See, now the sausage gets made. So we've got all the categories laid out here. And for whatever reason, the way that they have the voting set up, like you can just do it in order, and they start with Game of the Year. Like, don't you want to kind of like build up to it? They have like the most interesting awards at the very beginning. I suppose that's just the best way to guarantee people actually vote for them. You know, people have short attention spans, I suppose. So that makes sense. But yeah, it's like an opposite order that they'll probably show it at the actual awards. So anyway, I'm going to do it backwards because I think it's more interesting that way to lead up into the big reveal. So yeah, people are crazy. So we've got, I think, like 31 different, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5 to 6, 7 to 8, 29, 30. Yeah, 31 categories. So starting with, at least here, best esports event. Now, some of these awards I just don't give a flip about, like this one. Like, honestly, I'm not into esports. I think it's cool that they do stuff like this, but I'm not, it's not my bag. So I'm not paying attention to who these people are or, any of that stuff. Granted, no one cares about esports. Skip. It's not just me. All right. That's fine. So we've got 2023 League of Legends World Championship, Blast.TV Paris Major, which I don't even know what that is. Evo 2023. Now I've heard of Evo. I follow Maximilian Dude, and he's like the fighting game guy. So I've seen lots of clips and things from Evo. So that probably is the one that I'm going to vote for. The International Dota 2 Championships, don't care. Valorant Championships, yeah, don't care. So like, I don't know what Blast TV Paris is, but the only one of these that really more than just one game is Evo. The rest of these are just about one game, which is kind of lame. Evo's cool because it's just like fighting games in general. So we're going to vote for that one. Yay. I voted. Okay. So, yeah, go Evo. I suspect that one will win too, because it has more appeal, I would think, what with having, you know, more games featured, right? I skipped all those too. Well, I'm going to drag it all out, you guys. I got to fill 2 hours. Let's go. Rena, LOL, all the influencers that were on there aren't anyone I know either. Yeah, I know me and like 3 other people. So if you consider me an influencer. What's up, Jonathan C? Hey, James, how's it going? Been a while. It has been a while. So let's just go to the next one. Let's get through all these boring ones. Best esports coach. Now this one I think is the most ridiculous. That that they would require a coach. Like, I don't know. Christine Potter Chi, Danny Zonik Sorensen, Jordan Gunba Graham, Remy Quaonium, and Yoon Hom Sung Young. I mean, I don't even know where to start, honestly. What are the team names? Evil Geniuses. Okay, so they play specific games. We've got Valorant, Counter-Strike, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, and League of Legends. You know, I'm gonna go with the Dark Lord here. Well, way to go, Extaquiz. You're the best. Clearly, I mean, like, he's the best, obviously. Moving on. Best esports team, again, the Evil Geniuses, Fnatic. Ugh, I won't vote for them just for the way they spelt that word. Gaming Gladiator. JD Gaming, Team Vitality. I think I've actually heard of Team Vitality. Team Vitality it is. Are you guys just so super stoked at this point? John, let's see. I've been skipping the Alan Wake streams, but glad to join again for a bit until James starts playing Alan Wake. Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of people are skipping the Alan Wake streams. So hopefully I'll be done with it soon and be playing something that people can actually watch. Honest question. How do you coach esports? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a part of that world. I'm not part of that world. So I don't want to be part of that world. I think it's weird. Like, I suppose it's probably like an arbiter, somebody to like make decisions when two players disagree on what tactics to use. Like, it's nice to have one authority figure that says like, no, this is what we're going to do. You all do what I say. So, that's my guess. Like, you guys go right and you guys go left and we'll see who wins. That's my coaching. Michael Van Lith, what's up? So it's 3 a.m. and I just came back from a Eurovision concert, but my questions before bed are, which of your game of the year and which is best strategy for you? I haven't gotten there yet. We're on best esports team, Michael. You'll be up till 5 a.m. before I get to there. No, I won't take that long. Best esports athlete. Now this cracks me up because like, I feel like they're stretching the definition of the word athlete to its absolute, just widest, thinnest usefulness. I think the word athlete is a bit of a misnomer. Like, you can call it esports. We call it a sport. Like, it's competitive, but like athlete, I feel like really denotes a certain athleticism. Maybe I'm crazy. This doesn't count. I mean, sometimes I get sweaty playing video games, but, you know, it's all kind of silly to me. Lee Faker Song Hyuk, Matthew Zaiwu Herbout, Max Demon 1. He looks like it's like the like nicest looking like white guy you've ever seen. Demon 1. Paco, Hydra, Rusuiz, Park Ruler J Hyuk, Philip Imperial Haldosen. I gotta go with Demon 1 just because that's kind of hilarious. Best esports game. Again, I remember playing Counter-Strike way back in the day, a lot in college. So Counter-Strike wins it for me. Let's go. Content creator of the year. I don't see James Love's games on here, so this is all irrelevant. I mean, what do you guys think? Are your categories mixed? Mine had esports at the end. I'm doing it backwards, Michael, just because all the good stuff's at the very beginning. So I don't know who any of these people are either, but Quackity is a pretty funny name for somebody who looks so emo. So Quackity, you win. Quackity wins for their purple sunglasses. Hooray, Quackity. All right, here we go. Actual categories. Let me move this over a little bit so we can actually see it. There we go. Yeah, sorry, I got distracted there. Most anticipated game. I think you all know how I feel about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I bet my left kidney on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth winning this category, right? Of all of these. For me personally, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is in there with like best esports coach as far as I'm concerned. So, honestly, I think Hades too. I loved Hades, and I still need to beat it. It's really difficult, but I'm really excited to play the second one. So let's go for Hades too. Hooray for Hades too. You got it. But I'm 99% certain Final Fantasy VII Remake's gonna get that one. I just gave it to the VTuber because I want to see how she's gonna accept the award. Oh man, that's a good one. I like your logic, Michael. They're just gonna like push it up onto the screen, and then like she's gonna have it in the screen from her side. Rena, James, did you play the OG Final Fantasy VII? Yes, I really liked Final Fantasy VII on the PS1 way back in the day. And I feel like in the last 25 years, they've kind of beat that dead horse relentlessly. I'm kind of sick of Final Fantasy VII and its world and its characters. Like, let's play something else, please. Hot take, I know, but that's just, I'm just tired of Cloud and Sephiroth, and I'm tired of people swooning over Sephiroth 25 years later. Let's go. I have mixed feelings about the changes they have made in the remake. I do too. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't like it. That's all there is to it. Best adaptation. Here we go. Now of these, we have Castlevania Nocturne, Gran Turismo, The Last of Us, the Super Mario Brothers movie, and Twisted Metal. Of these, I've only actually seen the Super Mario Brothers movie. I don't have HBO. I didn't want to watch this because a movie about a racing video game with no actual characters in it is kind of strange. And that just screams like, we can make some money off of this name. And I'm sure they did. Twisted Metal looked awful. Again, another cash grab. This looks cool though. But, since Super Mario Brothers movie is the only one I actually watched, I'm probably going to have to go with that. My guess is The Last of Us will probably win that one because I heard a lot of good things about it. I heard a lot of people say they liked it. I like 9 a lot, Rena, Final Fantasy 9. I'm hoping all those rumors about a remake of 9 are true and not just people's like the internet's collective wishful thinking. Last of Us probably win. Castlevania was really good. Yeah. I mean, I would be surprised if The Last of Us didn't win, but I don't have like a whole big, like, I don't have a dog in this fight really. I don't really care. Like Mario movie was good. I've heard Last of Us was good. If Twisted Metal wins, I mean, honestly, there'd just be riots in the street because, man, I watched some of the extended trailers and previews of that and it was best multiplayer. And I've played none of these. So put me in a position here. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is probably going to get Game of the Year and Best RPG. I don't think it needs Best Multiplayer, so I ain't voting for that one. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3 yet. Obviously, I haven't played any of these yet. I plan on playing Baldur's Gate 3 and Super Mario Bros. Wonder at some point. For me, I really enjoy good couch co-op games since I have 2 little kids at home and a wife that likes to play games. And so like Super Mario Bros. Wonder is the type of thing that's like right up our alley. I plan on getting it for Christmas. It's going to be a little surprise Christmas morning for the kiddos. Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And I'm very excited to play it. I don't know if it's any good. I've heard it's good, but I'm going to go ahead and vote for it anyway, just because it's Mario. It's a multiplayer Mario game, and they haven't done that much, except for like, Mario Kart and Mario Party and all the other multiplayer Mario games. I take it back. Michael, wow, ignoring my message. I'm now going to be disappointed in you like an insecure girlfriend. I don't know. What message did I ignore? Sorry. They're releasing a physical of Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, yeah, I heard that. I'd probably just download it anyway. Discs. It's like Trippy Mario. So it's like, or even trippier Mario. Best sports racing. Sports? I don't see any athletes. Kidding. Esports FC 24, F1 23, Forza Motorsport, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 Turbocharged, The Crew Motorfest. I've not played any of these either. You know, for a guy who runs a channel called James Loves Games, he hasn't played very many games. True. The games I play are not winning awards this year. So there we go. Forza looked really good, but I played Hot Wheels Unleashed, the first one, and it was really fun. Honestly, for this one, I don't really care. I think Xbox kind of needs to get thrown a bone this year. I think a lot of Xbox homeboys were a bit upset over all the great PlayStation games getting awards. So we'll throw one their way. Forza did look really good. I like the series as a whole. It's pretty quality. Thanks for the 20 months membership, Last Olympian. That is insane. Michael Van Lith, I can repost. So Quackity is a dream SMP guy, aka Cringy. The VTuber is allowed. Funny Screamer streamer, and Cypher PK Jizz is a Fortnite streamer. Yeah, so like I don't care about any of all that. That all sounds like 20 years younger than me, so I'm 20 years too old to be into any of that. Let's move on. Best sim strategy. Okay, here we go. Wow, Pikmin 4 is a strategy game? What? Again, the only one of these I've played is Pikmin 4, which is that a strategy? I guess you technically, when you think about it, you are moving your little troops around the battlefield and coordinating them using strategies. So I think fair play to Pikmin 4. Didn't play any of the others. I played the original Advance Wars on the Game Boy Advance, which is why it's called Advance Wars. But I'm going to give it Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 was really good. I had never thought of it as a strategy game. That's kind of blowing my mind right now. So I'm going to say Pikmin 4. There we go. Best strategy game. I will say, though, I have one grievance with the game, is that their multiplayer, their split-screen multiplayer on Pikmin 4 was not nearly as good as in Pikmin 3 Deluxe, because they really limited it. Because in Pikmin 3, you could, you basically just had two little space people ordering Pikmin around, and you could work together. And in this one, it's like one of you just like sits on the dog and throws little specks of stuff. You throw little clumps of dirt or whatever, and the other one actually commands everybody. And it's just like one person is actually playing the game and the other one's just kind of along for the ride. It was kind of lame. I was kind of bummed about that, but it's still a fun game. Like, let's get real. Do me justice, please. No Fire Emblem, and I cry and piss. Okay, I think Pikmin will win, to be honest. Maybe. I mean, not that Nintendo and Pikmin need more press, but anyway, Michael, also, I still hold a slight grudge at the Game Awards for not giving Xenoblade 3 a single award last year when best score was meant for them, at least not, let alone best RPG. I will say, I agree with you in that the Xenoblade series has one of the best soundtracks across the board. Like, I have listened to the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 soundtrack and the Torna soundtrack just like over and over and over again. It's so good. I don't even really like the Xenoblade games that much, but the soundtrack is just like peak gaming music. So I'll give you that one. You know what? I'm gonna change my vote on one. Let me go back to the categories. I'm gonna go back to Content Creator of the Year. Now that you've described who these people are, can I just change to nothing? I'm just gonna do that. I will abstain from voting on this ridiculous category. Oh. All right. Best family. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform. Oh, that's nice. Disney Illusion Island, Party Animals, Pikmin 4, Sonic Superstars, Super Mario Bros. Again, I got to give it Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I'm getting it specifically to play with my family because I think we would enjoy it. So, I mean, that kind of speaks for itself, right? So Self-explanatory. Mario will definitely win this one. Best fighting. You know, I've never Pocket Bravery. How did this sneak in? What the heck? What is this like Chinese mobile game that snuck in here? Honestly, like we know it's going to be either Street Fighter 6 or Mortal Kombat 1. I can't believe Street Fighter 6 came out this year. I feel like that was so long ago. So many games have come out this year. It's hard to believe that that was one of them. I think Mortal Kombat 1 looked really good, but I really loved the online battle kind of implementation that they did for Street Fighter 6, where the way that you could engage with other players, you basically like you're walking around town doing quests and stuff, and you can just walk up and punch somebody and start a fight. It's like literal Street Fighter. So, I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. So yeah, but I'm not super into fighting games either. So I don't care that much. Best RPG. Okay, here we go. Let's, all right. Hold on. We got some meat on these bones. All right. Here's the category that matters. Okay. This is one that matters to me. Let me just run through this right off the bat. Didn't play Starfield. It looked pretty mid. Not going to lie. Like, it looked kind of fun. If I had an Xbox and I had Game Pass, I would play it. But I'm not going to go out of my way to purchase it or anything like that. It looked interesting. But again, like, not RPG of the year. Look at this competition, okay? I'll get to see a stars in a minute. Liza P, I played the demo. I wouldn't even call this an RPG. Like, I wouldn't call Starfield. I mean, Starfield has RPG elements, I suppose. But Liza P and Starfield are really more like action RPGs, I think. But that's neither here nor there. Liza P, probably a good action game. I don't know about RPG. Final Fantasy 16, like, I have such a complex love-hate relationship with Final Fantasy 16. Like, I absolutely loved the first, like, 20 hours of that game. It was top-notch. I could not stop playing. Like, everything was fantastic. The music, the combat was some of the best combat I've ever played in a game. Like, super high speed, but manageable and really fun and addictive. I absolutely loved it. Made you feel super powerful. But like, the game and the story just like fell off the rails about 2/3 in. And I just was so sick of it by the end. I just wanted it to end with the mythos and all the, God, like the stupid bad guy just talking endlessly about the same thing over and over. And they could have taken the last 12 hours of the game and squished it down into about 2 or 3 hours, I feel like. And it would have been a much better experience. And it was also kind of lacking in other areas. I felt like the world didn't really feel very big and fleshed out like I would expect from a Final Fantasy game. It just felt small to me. Maybe it was the fast travel. I don't know. But yeah, so I don't think I can give it to Final Fantasy 16. Even as fun as it was and as good as it was, it's just like, I can't do it. I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, as we know, but I'm 99% sure this one's going to win Baldur's Gate 3 because it's like I said, it's going to win every category it's in. Let's be real. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to sweep this year's Game Awards. Rena, I won a copy of Starfield. What's up, Brett? Good to see you. James, chat. Baldur's Gate 3 is obvious winner, but I adore Sea of Stars. I'll get to that. Michael, okay, this category has me pissed off. Last year, Elden Ring was RPG, which stole from Xenoblade and is an action game if that's considered. Where's Zelda at RPG? I mean, Elden Ring's way more of an RPG than Zelda is. I mean, it's got like classes and stats and everything. Much more than I would say Lies of P is, because Lies of P, like, I mean, you've got like different weapons and you can upgrade things, but like not to the extent Elden Ring. Elden Ring was way more fleshed out RPG wise, and you could customize your character and all that. I I think it deserved RPG of the year. I think it deserved Game of the Year. But yeah, Zelda's definitely not an RPG. Zelda is action adventure. Yeah, I agree with you, Rena. Um, Final Fantasy 16 is not James's Game of the Year. Yeah, no, it's not Game of the Decade like I proclaimed it to be in after I played the demo. This is Game of the Decade. I proclaimed loudly for everyone to hear. And then like 30 hours into the game, like, when's this going to end? I'm sick of this game. Oh, hey, wait a minute. Where's Blasphemous 2 for indie? I don't know. Did Blasphemous 2 get out like too late maybe to make the cut? Starfield Game of the Generation, but haters don't want Xbox to win anything. There we go. Anyway, that brings us to Sea of Stars. Now, I'm like I said, Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win, but like Sea of Stars for me is my game of the year. Honestly, like I had so much fun playing it. It was a breath of fresh air. It was like a love letter to the golden era of RPGs on the Super Nintendo that was somehow way better even than the games it was, imitating. And I can't even say imitating. It was like improving upon. It was so good. I will say I had some grievances, like the protagonists' characters weren't really that fleshed out. I felt like their personalities were pretty flat. They didn't really contribute much to the story itself, which was kind of a disappointment. I feel like they could have created a lot more drama and tension with the two characters or even between the two characters, but it was just like they were too kind of one-dimensional and too focused and too kind of robotic throughout the whole journey. It was just like, we have to defeat the bad guy and we're going to go do it right now. And some of the other characters had a little bit more going on, and it was a little bit more endearing. But those two were just kind of like, you're just props in this game. You're not bringing anything to the table. So that was kind of a bummer. But still, like gameplay-wise, the world was beautiful. The battles were super fun and engaging. I like the twist that they put on the turn-based battles. It was just, and the music, of course, was tip-top. So I got to give it Sea of Stars. Like, if it were up for Game of the Year, which I figured it wouldn't be, I would give it Sea of Stars. Any category I see Sea of Stars, I'm voting for Sea of Stars. I'm just going to let you know right now. Just to spoil it for you, it's going to be Sea of Stars. The Xbox tax. Brett, yeah, Sea of Stars is in my top 3 games I played this year. Preach! That's right. Rena, I agree with that, James. I wish they did a bit more with the MCs. Yeah, they just were kind of boring. Like, where was my romance? Right? Fam. Like you could have created so many scenarios and situations to create some tension between these two, because like the whole thing is like they're like these two solstice warriors that are like 6 months apart in age and they've spent their whole lives together training. You would think like finding a way to break the bond between these two and separate them would be like a pivotal moment for them to both overcome, but they never even addressed anything like that at all. It was just, they're just there. But it's still a great game. It's not perfect, but it's still really, really good. Best action adventure. Okay. Now we can sink our teeth into it. So, all right off the bat, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, didn't play it. Spider-Man 2, didn't play it. Probably not going to play Survivor until it's like free. I played the first one and it was pretty good. It was like Dark Souls set in Star Wars universe. So it was pretty fun. But I don't know. It didn't enthrall me. That's what I like to say when I don't really like a game that much. It didn't enthrall me. I don't know. It didn't have something to just hook me. So probably not that one. Spider-Man 2, I fully plan on playing at some point, but I'm kind of Spider-Man'd out a little bit. Platinum Spider-Man Remastered, Platinum Miles Morales. I'll wait a bit before I jump back into Spider-Man. I kind of want to miss web slinging around New York City to really, really enjoy it. So I'll probably wait on that one. Resident Evil 4 was fantastic. But Fighting Cowboy brought up a really good point on Twitter the other day, because Resident Evil 4 was one of the ones up for Game of the Year. And I say for any category that Resident Evil 4 is in, it's a remake. And so, like, does it really deserve to be considered as Game of the Year? Because it's like a better updated version of a game that's already come out. And arguably you could say the same thing about Tears of the Kingdom, just because it's like 80% Breath of the Wild with 20% new stuff. It's still a really great game, which is why I'm probably going to vote for it for Best Action Adventure. Alan Wake 2 is really good. If you're going to talk about Alan Wake 2 in terms of like an action adventure game, though, I don't think it's the best, because the thing about Alan Wake 2 that really draws me in isn't sort of like the action, if that makes sense. Like, the combat and the actual sort of gaming experience of it is not the thing that I feel is the greatest aspect of Alan Wake 2. If we're talking about like storytelling, or narrative, or voice actors, characters, anything like that, it's top notch. It's really great. Even music, the music is amazing. But in terms of like an action adventure game, I gotta give it to Tears of the Kingdom, just because what I really like in an action adventure game is that kind of open world quality, the adventure aspect of action adventure. And for me, like, Tears of the Kingdom, I'm still not even close to beating it yet, just so you know, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm taking my time with it. If I get 30 minutes here or there, I'll just turn it on and roam around and do some random stuff for a while. And it's fun. And it's like a slow burn, a reliable, fun gaming experience that I can just kind of pick up and continue with. It's kind of like not a big time commitment or anything like that. It's just really fun. It's fun to just hop into the world and goof off for a while, maybe learn a little bit more about the story, and then go do something else. And it's tip-top game. Like, it's exactly the type of thing that I look for in a game. And they added in all this extra bits about creativity, and like what you can build in the game is insane. Like, what other better people than me can build in the game, I can't. But I've seen, like, I remember the game came out, and then like 3 days later, there are all these videos of people's like automated like Gundam mechs, like walking around, like laser targeting, shooting missiles at bokoblins. I'm like, whoa, this is a Zelda game? It's like the fact that you're able to do something like that is really a testament to how awesome it is. And it's all just kind of optional stuff. Like, you don't even need to go that far and that weird with it. But it's just really fun, and it's a real adventure to me. And that's why I'll shut up about it. Let's see. Zelda. Hey, Afroponics, good to see you. No remakes allowed. All right. It's not just me. Nearly everything in entertainment is a remake, though. I will say this year, everything is either a remake or a sequel. Like, honestly, I think we had Baldur's Gate 3, Resident Evil 4, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Tears of the Kingdom. I mean, they're all just based off of something that came before it. Well, all stories are technically part of the Muse Collective. Oh, even most exciting new movies are actually just ripped off from existing property or a remake of something people forgot about. That's true. Nostalgia makes money, man. Focusing on the category name, I would have to vote Spider-Man. I mean, if I had played it, I have a hard time voting for a game I haven't played, at least for a category I take remotely seriously. It's action in game form. No, I agree. It's a close one. I think it's probably either going to be Spider-Man or Zelda that ultimately wins this one, because I think those two games, more than any of the others, really embody the genre. I think Resident Evil 4 and Alan Wake are similar in that they're more, I mean, they're survival horror when you get down to it. I don't get action adventure from those two. I get it from Jedi Survivor, but I don't think Jedi Survivor is near to the level of Tears of the Kingdom or Spider-Man 2. But like Resident Evil 4 and Alan Wake 2 are just, I don't think action adventure when I think of those two games. Action maybe, but I don't think adventure. You know, like sailing on the open seas or web slinging or, you know, whatever, chopping down trees. Like that's an adventure. But chopping down trees is an adventure, according to James. Best action game. Here we go. And I played none of these. This is what happens when you play games that are all from like last year. When you come to the Game Awards, it's like, I haven't played any of these. I'll play them next year, probably. Armored Core 6, Dead Island 2, Ghost Runner 2, Hi-Fi Rush, or Remnant 2. Now, I know Ethan is going to be really upset if I don't vote for Remnant 2. But honestly, just from where I'm sitting, what I've seen, and knowing myself, if I had played all these games, knowing what I know about each of these, I would probably vote for Armored Core 6, honestly. Like, I'm a long Armored Core fan. And the only reason I haven't played 6 yet is just because I don't have time. I will play it eventually, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But, yeah. Afroponics, I wish I played Zelda so I can have full perspective. It's tip top, honestly. Like, I've been playing Zelda games. Time to strip a little bit for y'all. I don't have any sexy music. Somebody start playing a saxophone. There we go. It's hot in here. Ghost Runner 2 was amazing. I played a little bit of the first one, but not the second. And I played Dead Island, the first one, a lot back in the day, but I never played the second one. But I would play it if it was on like PS Plus or something. Anyway, sorry, Ethan, I didn't vote for Remnant 2, but you know, I know myself, and I know that I would probably like Armored Core 6 the best, based on like action. That's, yeah. Anyway, let's go. Best VR AR. The best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. So, I've actually played one of these. I played Horizon Call of the Mountain. Let's go over them first. So, Gran Turismo 7, which I didn't know they had VR for that. Horizon Call of the Mountain, Humanity, Resident Evil Village VR, and Synapse. No, a buddy of mine has PSVR. And so I got to go over to his house and play Call of the Mountain for a bit. And it was pretty fun. Like, it's weird. It was the first time I'd played a VR game. And so I don't know. It wasn't like I was expecting it to be. It's like you really are in it. And it's like the world isn't moving. Like if you're playing the game with a regular controller, like the world moves around and you sit still. And it's like the world sits still and you're moving around. And it takes a while to get used to. But it was pretty cool. I'm not a big proponent of VR, obviously. Like it's still prohibitively expensive, and the number of games that come out aren't real big. But, you know, I like where they're going with it. I think it'll be cool. I think in the next 20 years, it'll probably be pretty incredible. But of course, people said that 20 years ago. So what do I know? Best mobile game. You know, honestly, Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Honkai Star Rail, Monster Hunter Now, Terra Nil, Netflix. Okay, I'm gonna not vote for that because of Netflix. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, no thanks. Honkai Star Rail, Chinese spyware. Monster Hunter, never been a fan. Hello Kitty Island Adventure sounds delightful, and I hope they get the recognition that they deserve. Moving on. James, I want to see you struggle with Elder Souls. You should put it on the list. What is Elder Souls? 2023, the year of the backlog. Yeah, no kidding. I only played Beat Saber. Yeah. Rena, that one doesn't make you sick. I love Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Oh, nice. Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail. What is wrong with me? Honkai Star Rail will probably win. I agree. What is this? Best debut indie game. Debut indie game? I I've heard of Dredge. Honestly, what do you guys think? Sister A says Pizza Tower. What's up, by the way, Sister A? I don't think I said hello. Terra Nil is amazing. Oh, that's the last one. You know, Pizza Tower looks like the clear winner here, honestly, of all these. Like, the company Pizza Tower, made by Tour de Pizza. That wins it for me. Like, your company is really named after the same thing the game is. I love it. Tour de Pizza, Pizza Tower. I just want to hear Jeff Keighley say it. And the winner for best debut indie game is Pizza Tower by Tour de Pizza. And I want to see some dude with like this ridiculous, like big black mustache and chef's outfit come on stage and be like, Papa de Pizza, and take the award and go sit down. Best independent game. Like I said, Sea of Stars is no conversation required for that one. Obviously, for outstanding creative and technical achievement in a game made outside of the traditional publisher system, very much so. Sea of Stars. Dredge was so good. I've heard Dredge and Dave the Diver are both pretty good. Cocoon is really nice. See, I haven't heard of that one either. Afroponics, if you ever played a building sim game, Terra Nil is the opposite of that. Instead of building on the earth, you heal the earth. Interesting. That actually sounds pretty cool. But anyway, Sea of Stars, best indie game. Like, Sea of Stars, at the very least, better win best indie game. Because I don't think it's going to get best RPG. But my goodness, like, I want this game to get some kind of recognition. It's Sabotage did such a good job and knocked it out of the park. I want them to go home with something. Best community support. Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy 14, No Man's Sky. Again, I don't know. I haven't played any of these. I will say, Cyberpunk has done a fantastic job of redeeming themselves for the horrendous launch of the original game. Like, Phantom Liberty basically was the actual release that the game was supposed to be. So it's like kudos for them to really knuckling down and making the game that they had advertised it was going to be. However, you know, it should have been that way at launch. Let's get real. But Baldur's Gate 3, like, I haven't played it, but I've kept my eye on it, and they've released so many updates and patches and things, and it's really clear to me. Larian has always been really good about that and listening to fans and, you know, fixing problems that need fixing and making updates and changes and stuff like that. So honestly, I'm going to give it to Baldur's Gate 3 just because I know Larian works their butt off for the community. So we'll do that. Although Final Fantasy 14 is, well, here we go. Best ongoing. Awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player experience over time. Genshin Impact, Fortnite, Final Fantasy 14, Cyberpunk, Apex Legends. I'll give that one Final Fantasy 14. Because, yeah, it's been around forever, and it's just been getting better and better with each new iteration. Justin S., what's up? I've been seeing Cocoon a lot, even have it installed. Had no idea it was running for the Indie Game of the Year. Yowza. Oh, I should probably play it. I'll play it. Destiny's still alive just because of its community. That's true. I didn't play Dave the Diver, but I heard great things. So did I. It was also in beta for 27 years. I'll mostly play games I played unless I'm rooting for a specific studio. Vote for games. Yeah, I get it. That's kind of where I am. Like, but whatever. I don't really care. Games for Impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. What does pro-social mean? Is that the opposite of antisocial? I want a game with an antisocial message. Antisocial message. I can't talk today. I actually played Chia. So there we go. Chia. It's a very social game. Innovation and accessibility, recognizing software and hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. I mean, let's not break our arms patting ourselves on the back too hard. I mean, they're making games for a wider audience to sell more games. Like, let's get real. Not to be like super cynical about it, but it's like, it's good that they're making the games available for more people, but it's not like completely altruistic. Like, they're getting something out of it, right? You know what I'm saying? Having said that, I honestly don't know anything about any of the accessibility features in any of these games. Do you guys have a weigh in on any of this? Justin is so happy to join at least part of a stream at the end of a super stressful workday, decompression time. Oh, nice. I'm glad you're here with us. I'm sorry you had a stressful day, man. Let me make sure my microphone's still working. It is. Goodbye, Volcano High looks terrifying. It really does. Looks like Nightmare. I played a bit of Hi-Fi Rush, and it was ingeniously inventive. I heard it's a very creative game. Brett Williams, I heard a blind guy was winning races in Forza Motorsport. That's good enough for me. I mean, if you found a way so the blind people can enjoy your game and win, kudos to you. Best performance. Here we go. All right. I actually know who some of these people are. So let's see. Ben Starr, Final Fantasy 16. I follow him on Twitter. Cameron Monaghan, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. He's like, that's him. Idris Elba, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. I love Idris Elba. Melanie Liburd, Alan Wake 2. She's good. Neil Newbon, Baldur's Gate 3. I think he played the vampire dude. And Yuri Lowenthal, Spider-Man 2. He's Peter Parker. I follow him on Twitter too. I got to give it to Ben. Like, Ben Starr really knocked it out of the park with his performance as Clive Rossfield. And I really hope he wins it because he's a super cool guy and really gave a great performance. He was talking about at one point while the game was still in production, his dad died. And so not only did he have to like deal with that, but like he found a way to kind of incorporate what he was going through and kind of use that in his performance of Clive Rossfield. And so it's like he got this sort of extra level of connection to the character by losing his dad. And it's like just to be able to go to work and just to be able to go to work at all. Like, honestly, if that happened to me, I would just be like, I don't care what we're in the middle of. I'm taking off for the next like couple months to figure out my life. But he's just like showing up and crushing it, even more than beforehand. So I got to give props to the guy for working through that. Really cool. Also, yes, Jonathan C., good point. He loves the Final Fantasy series. Final Fantasy VIII is his favorite, as he loves to let people know. So like, it's like a Final Fantasy dream come true for him to be sort of voice of a main character. That's pretty cool. Very good. So glad to hear you're all on the same page. I hope he wins it. Afroponics, I don't think I'll forget those pain yells he does as Clive. So good. So good. So good. Gunblade. No context Gunblade. I love it. Best audio design. You know, I'm giving this one to Alan Wake 2. Let's just Alan Wake 2, Dead Space, Hi-Fi Rush, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4. Like, Alan Wake 2 recognized the best in-game audio and sound design. Like, I think I mentioned this just the other day, but like, I might have been just telling it to my wife after the stream, but like the way that they use sound in Alan Wake 2 to really, like, not just from a functional standpoint of like, this is what a gun sounds like, this is what a person walking on gravel sounds like, but like, they'll use sounds and sound effects and things to send your mind like a certain kind of signal. It's hard to describe it. Just like walking down the hallway and like in that creepy hotel. I was in the haunted hotel last time I streamed, and there would just be this kind of like high pitched like whine or screech, like, and the music would kind of slowly cue in, and it would just like, you instantly know, oh God, something's coming. And it was just like these little subtle things that they would do with the audio to just freak you out. freak me out and just make me genuinely uncomfortable. So I got to give it to them for that. Not that there's anything bad about others. Hi-Fi Rush, you know, obviously it's like a kind of music-based rhythm game, right? So, I mean, it could be very well that that one wins. But, like, just from what I've played, like, the audio design in Alan Wake 2 was noticeably good. So, yeah. Dead Space is right there with Alan Wake 2. Oh, I believe it, but I haven't played it. Sister A, I love Pikmin 4. It is pretty good. Justin S., you played the Dead Space remake? I'm not. I only just played the original trilogy a year or two ago, and I'm not ready to revisit that world yet. I played the first one, the original one, for a couple hours many, many years ago, but I've not played this remake. Afroponics, they should have a best remake category. I totally agree. Best score and music. So this is a tough one, right? This is a tough one. Again, I've not heard the music from Baldur's Gate 3 or Hi-Fi Rush, so those are out. But Tears of the Kingdom, Final Fantasy 16, Alan Wake 2, they're all just top tier. Like, such good music scores for very different reasons. I think I'll probably push Tears of the Kingdom out just because it's a very functionally good soundtrack. What I mean by that is, like, the music fits the mood really well. But again, at the same time, because it's like a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild, it has a lot of the same music too. Obviously, it's got new stuff to deal with the new themes and everything like that. But, you know, they repeat a lot of old stuff from the original, or not the original, from Breath of the Wild. So I'd say that one's out. Between Final Fantasy 16 and Alan Wake 2, like, the soundtracks are so different, but they're both so, so good. Like, Final Fantasy 16 in the sense that it's a really good, like, RPG music. Like, the battle music's fantastic. All of it throughout. I even liked Moongazing, the sort of promotional music tie-in that they did with, what was the guy's name? He's some famous Japanese singer. They did the music video for it a while back, but Masayoshi Soken did such a good job. And I think he had cancer while he was making the score for the game, which kind of makes it pretty incredible. But it's top tier. And I probably, you know, I have my grievances with the game itself, but, like, I'm still probably going to end up buying the soundtrack, like a physical disc version of the soundtrack, because it's so good. But I got to say, Alan Wake 2, my goodness, like, the way that the music in the game is tied in so closely with the narrative, the way they use the music to tell the story. It's not just like an emotional feeling to get you pumped up or make you feel sad or make you feel happy or whatever. Like, the lyrics and everything ties in to what is actually happening in the story. And it's like a part of it. And it's like ingrained and twisted up together so well. It's insanity how cool it is. And it sounds awesome. Like, typical, like, rock ballads. It's like Viking rock ballads that are telling the story. So honestly, like, I don't even know. Like, it's so difficult. Rena, I like Zelda, but they should have had Octopath 2 in this category. Oh, that is absolutely true. Like, I only played a little bit of Octopath 1, but I've enjoyed the soundtrack for both of those games because Octopath soundtracks are so amazing. I thoroughly enjoy those. Those are like a regular rotation for, like, listen to music at work playlists or whatever. Definitely good. I think, like, the fact that Octopath 2 wasn't even in, like, best RPG, I feel like that's kind of a huge snub, right? Like, did people just forget about it? Because it certainly deserves to be in the conversation. I feel. The best remake definitely seems like a more and more needed category for all entertainment. It does. It really does. Afroponics and Alan Wake 2, when you're in that bunker with the repeated tunnels, they do this silence noise here in an enclosed area where there's no sounds. They nailed it. Yeah. No, seriously. No RoboCop or Sonic Frontiers. Yeah, what's up with that? John C. agree regarding Tears of the Kingdom. This might be the toughest category indeed. First three tied. Justin S. Bramble should have been in this category. Some of the most moving music I've ever heard in a video game. Really? Wow. Hedgehog scene when the music kicks in, I could just die forever. Wow. That's quite an endorsement. Rena, I mean, Octopath 2 didn't score as well as the other games in that category. True, but it's all fan voted too. And the like Metacritic scores or whatever you see are all from journalists. So it's like, the problem is the journalists are the ones that are picking the nominees. So, I mean, it makes sense. So yeah, thank you, Justin S. for the gift subs. That's very nice. What's up, Matthew Manny? Good to see you. And Elite Clicker. Enjoy your memberships courtesy of Justin S. Appreciate it, man. So yeah, dang it, trying to get freaky. We're all trying to get freaky, man. What do you? You know, I think like, gosh, this is so difficult. I'm going to give it to Final Fantasy 16 just because I feel like the music from it, it stands on its own, even separate from the game. I think if you haven't even played Final Fantasy 16 or don't even like it, it's still a really solid soundtrack. My goodness. Let's talk Thomas. What's up? One of us. Membership gifting does suck on YouTube. Yeah, it's ridiculous. What's up, Bulan, too? Good to see you. And Elite Clicker. I think I already said hey to Elite Clicker. I did. But yes, you're all... they all get dragged into the chat by Justin S. You are going to participate. I'm going to give it Final Fantasy 16. Plus, like, I think Soken definitely deserves some recognition for working through freaking cancer to make such an amazing game soundtrack. Like, he's earned his spot in the annals of gaming music history, and he deserves an award for his efforts, for sure. Best art direction? It's kind of a tough one for outstanding creative and or technical achievement, artistic design, and animation. Honestly, like Alan Wake 2, I don't feel like excelled in that. It certainly has like a style and a vibe, but it leans more towards like realism and almost kind of like minimalism with the menus, which I like, but like creative and or technical achievement, artistic design and animation. Artistic design and animation. Honestly, I think Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Like, I actually really love the modified look of the characters in this game. They're just like a little bit more cartoony, a little bit more colorful. They're not quite like Paper Mario levels of cartoony looking, but like they're just a little bit like more friendly. I don't know what it is, but I really, really like the direction that they went with Super Mario Bros. Wonder. So I'm going to give it to that one. That's what I say. Best narrative. Oh my gosh. I think, sorry, I'm reading the chat. Just music history. Also don't need to classify it as gaming music history. Oh yeah, for real. Afroponics. Freaky. I had the option turned off, but thanks anyways, Justin. Alan Wake 2 for narrative. Definitely. Like without question. I've just been talking so much about how amazing the narrative in Alan Wake 2 was. Like it's top notch. I feel like that's the thing that Remedy does better than anybody is, like the way they tell their stories is top notch. Like Alan Wake, the first one, like I played it earlier in October, and honestly, it wasn't, from a gameplay perspective, it felt really dated. I mean, granted, it came out in 2010, so obviously it's going to feel dated after 13 years, but like the flashlight gimmick was kind of a thing back in 2010. It was kind of a new thing. 2023, it just like, there's nothing really here for me, but the way the story was told is what is told. The way the story is told. Yo, the way they tell that story was real good, y'all. It was much good better. It was more good than these other ones. They're masters at creating a very complex web of layers, and Alan Wake 2 takes it to a whole different level. Like I have to just kind of like sit, like I'm lying in bed after every stream, just sort of like running through what happened in Alan Wake 2 whenever I play it. And just like, okay, how many layers upon layers of like irony and, you know, fourth wall breaking and meta self-awareness are in this game. And it's like, it turns into a full-blown musical. And it's like, I am a person playing a game about a guy who wrote a book that became a story that he's in, and there's real people in it. It's just, it's nuts. It's crazy. Like the amount of work it must have gone in just to sort of like visualize this and take these ideas and solidify them into something that you can actually like plan around. It's incredible. Like it's just, it's probably the best narrative design I've ever seen in a game, honestly. Like typical storytelling, like Zelda is like really meat and potatoes. Like this is it. Oh, it's like, you want some story? Go find one of the little glyphs in the mountain and find the little puddle. And then we'll give you a little like 3-minute video of some story, and you can munch on that for a while and then go back to like abusing Koroks, attaching rockets to poor Koroks and sending them into the abyss. But this is a whole, like the game is the narrative. The narrative is the game. Honestly, like it could have no action whatsoever and I'd still be hooked. So definitely Alan Wake 2. 5/16. What's up, Che? It's definitely not Final Fantasy 16. The narrative in Final Fantasy 16 is as follows. Father, no! Muthos. There's Final Fantasy 16. Congratulations. I saved you 30 hours. Hey, everyone. I'm back. I'm glad to see you. Xbox really messed up letting Remedy go. They did. Of course, you know, I don't think that Remedy would be as good as they are if they were still a part of Xbox. I think going independent allowed them the freedom to just really get weird with it and try new things and do what they really wanted to do. I think if they were still owned by Xbox and they were like, okay, hear me out. We're going to put a full-blown like rock musical in the middle of the game that's like, you know, recapping the story from Alan Wake 1 and then the bits in Alan Wake 2, all while, you know, monster people are coming out of like fake bushes in the behind the stage. Like there's no way. They'd be like, no, we're not putting that in the game. What are you smoking over there in Finland? Like, stop it. So I think going independent really, I mean, look at the progress they made. Like Alan Wake was good, and then they went into, and Quantum Break was just kind of meh as far as I'm concerned. And then they go independent, and then they make Control, and then follow it up with Alan Wake 2. I mean, 2 amazing games. Like they're good. They're good on their own, I think. I don't think they need to belong to anybody. Best game direction. Golly. Again, you know, this goes into like how the story is presented to you, how the game is presented to you. I love Tears of the Kingdom for the open world nature of it. I love the exploration. I love how much fun it is. It's just fun. But like, there's really not much game direction to be had. Like, I'm the one directing the game, really, when you think about it. So what is this? Awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Like, it's kind of a tough thing. I honestly think it's Alan Wake 2. And again, for anybody who's new to the stream, like, I've not played Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't played Spider-Man 2, but I have a feeling it's going to be exactly like, you know, the other Spider-Man. And Super Mario Bros. Wonder is a Mario game. So it's like, I get how that one kind of works out. I have to give it to Alan Wake 2 again, because it's just like, It's a masterpiece. It's a masterclass in storytelling, period. And what is direction if not like storytelling? How the story is told. I also really, really like that you can swap between characters whenever you want. Not whenever you want, but like, you know, at save points and stuff. Okay, here we go. Here's the big one. Game of the year. So let me read the chat real quick. Let me catch up. Xbox has no idea what they're doing and never have. Wow. Scathing indictment from Brett Williams. Rena, Final Fantasy 16 had so much potential, but kind of failed. I agree. It's like it was so good the first half. Again, like I played the demo, and after the first 2 hours, I was screaming into the night, game of the decade. And not long after that, I'm just like, make it stop. Like, make this creepy eyebrowless man stop saying Muthos at me and let me just end this nightmare. It wasn't that bad, but you know, it was just, I don't know. It was lacking. And that's really all I have to say. It felt like an incomplete gaming experience. Like they got to a certain point with the story and they were just like, well, okay, the story as written, the game's only going to be about 20 hours. But if we sort of pad it out with a bunch of bullcrap, we can make it like 30 or 40. It's like, can't have a Final Fantasy game that's only 20 hours, right? Let's put in the bullcrap. And so they did. So yeah, what's up, all you lurkers? Say hello. Still has to be Alan Wake 2. So here we are. Game of the year recognizes a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. All right, here we go. So this is the whole thing. Baldur's Gate 3 probably, it appears to push the boundaries of creativity. I mean, honestly, like the choices that you're given, the things that you're allowed to do in that game are insane. Again, I've not played it, but it's just stuff I've seen and heard. It's a Microsoft product. They don't care about being great. They care about cornering the market. Fair assessment. It also feels like Final Fantasy mode should have been the game. Probably. Okay, so let's just get down to it. Wait a minute. Oh, okay, because I haven't voted for this one yet. So, right off the bat, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. I should point out, though, that all of these are some sort of sequel, which is nuts to me. We've got Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, Resident Evil 4. Super Mario Brothers Wonder isn't a direct sequel, but it's a Mario game, and they're all just part of a long line of Mario games. Like that part of the Bible where it's like Beth Shat begat Jim Bob, and Jim Bob begat Billie Jean, and Billie Jean begat Peter Parker, etc., etc. It's like Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, you know, New Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Like it's a Mario game. It's a sequel. Like, let's get real. Tears of the Kingdom direct sequel. So it's weird to me that like with as quality as all these games are, not a whole lot of originality, which is kind of shocking. It's really pretty shocking. But having said that, I do agree with Fighting Cowboy. Resident Evil 4, I feel like doesn't really qualify for Game of the Year because it's a remake of a game that came out 20 years ago. And it is really good, and it takes that original game and... Shout out while you're out here. Thanks, Jack Moore, Turbic88, Last Olympian, and Never Sprite for being sponsors of James Loves Games. I appreciate y'all very much. I appreciate everybody watching right now. You guys are the best. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Resident Evil 4, it's a remake. It's a rehash. It's a shiny, really fun rehash, but it's like, it's not even just a sequel. So you're out. Super Mario Brothers Wonder, I feel like, is not big enough. And again, I haven't played it, but it's like a Mario game. I can wrap my head around a Mario game. You know, I've played all of them thus far. So I have a pretty good idea of what's in store. And it's not on the same scale, I suppose, of like Tears of the Kingdom or Baldur's Gate 3 or Spider-Man 2 or Alan Wake 2. So I'm fairly certain Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win, but Alan Wake 2 has gotten a lot of really good press. Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think it's Tears of the Kingdom either, because it really is, like I said, 80% Breath of the Wild with 20% new bits added in. And the new bits are really good. And Breath of the Wild was really good. But it's just not enough newness to justify Game of the Year. It's solid. It's really fun and I love it. But I have a hard time giving it Game of the Year. Same thing for Spider-Man 2. Like, I love Spider-Man. I loved Spider-Man Remastered. And I love Miles Morales. But it's just more of the same. So for me, really, the only real competition is Baldur's Gate 3 and Alan Wake 2. And since I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, and I'm fairly certain it's going to win anyway, I have to give it to Alan Wake 2. And I'm honestly as surprised as all of you are. This is a game I was not even really that looking forward to. I was not that excited about Alan Wake 2. Truly. But like, it won me over, honestly. Like, I played the first one, like I said, in October, and it was really good. And it just kind of sunk its hooks into me, narratively speaking. And I had to have more. And it was timed perfectly for Alan Wake 2 to swoop in and just sweep me off my feet. And I haven't beaten it yet. I'm hoping it's not going to be a total train wreck like the last quarter of the game. I have a feeling it's not going to be. Because as far as I know, like, Remedy is not really prone to doing that sort of thing. You know, they tend to wrap things up pretty well, or at least in a way that makes you think or speculate. It's not like Final Fantasy 16, which, by the way, Final Fantasy 16 isn't even in here. Now that I look, how did that happen? I just realized this. Final Fantasy 16 is not even up for Game of the Year. That is hilarious. What on earth? Sister A, my bad. I forgot to shout out. No, you're good, Sister A. You're good. Was the new Mario actually this good? I don't think I've played a Mario game since 64. I don't know. Like, it looked really fun. But, like, it's Mario. Like, it's not, we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're not pushing the boundaries of what a video game can be. Honestly, I think Final Fantasy 16 probably deserved more to be nominated Game of the Year than Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I think it's pretty silly. Justin S., what indie game, if any, do you think could rightfully be a contender for this category? Sea of Stars. Absolutely Sea of Stars. Like, I would say Sea of Stars over any of these, personally. I know most people would probably disagree with me. It certainly deserves it more than Super Mario Bros. Wonder. And I think Resident Evil 4 as well. It should have been nominated at least, but, like, I'm really surprised that Final Fantasy 16 is not in here. As much as I didn't like the way it petered out. I would say Sea of Stars freaky. Loved it, but largely pulls from the great work of Breath of the Wild. It does. It's very, very, very derivative. Hearing all this about Alan Wake 2 has got me so excited to play it now. It's so good, man. It's so good. It's unlike any other game I've ever played, purely due to Remedy's insanity. It is nuts. People are mad about that too. These are the best scoring games this year. All got 90 plus except Alan Wake 2, which got an 88. Alan Wake's looking at 88. That's kind of nuts. It's a bad selection of games. Only the first two should be here. Wow. You have to look at the game category description. Final Fantasy 16 doesn't actually meet that. What did it say? Recognizes a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. Burn. All right. I mean, you're right. You're absolutely right. So, yeah, honestly, like Alan Wake 2. With all the amazing games that have come out this year, I absolutely, like, if you'd have asked me 3 months ago, James, what are you going to vote for Game of the Year? Alan Wake 2 wouldn't have even been in my mind. I had forgotten about it at that point. Wasn't even on my radar. I think when they announced it at the Game Awards, like last year or 2 years ago, like, they showed a trailer and everybody was like, "Whoa, Alan Wake 2." And I was like, "What? They're making a sequel to that game?" Why? But it's seriously good. Like, it's won me over. And and a little background, like I really, really respect and appreciate when people take creative risks. Like if you're going to put yourself out there and do something really new and unorthodox, that takes guts. I mean, it really does. Like it takes guts creatively just to sort of put yourself and your weirdness out there and subject yourself to judgment. But like it takes financial guts as well. Like your studio is potentially on the line. You know, these game development cycles have become so long and bloated and expensive. It's like if you could have one dud game and if it does bad enough, it could tank your whole studio. And so like for a company like Remedy, and they're not a small company by any means, but it's like they're an independent game studio in Finland. They're willing to just like put the whole thing on the line. I mean, this is their big hit game right now, and they put so much work into it, and to make it how they wanted to make it 100% without compromising at all. Like, obviously they're not compromising. If you're going to put a musical in the middle of a survival horror game that is somehow hilarious and terrifying at the same time, like I respect it. I really do, creatively. Like if you're going to be a stand-up comedian, you go up there and tell jokes that you think are funny, irrespective of what, you know, might upset people. You know, if you're going to make a movie that just really rips people's hearts out and makes them feel all those feelings, even if those feelings include stuff like, you know, offense. If it makes them feel a certain new way or it offends them, then you've done your job. I feel like, and I feel like Alan Wake really pushed the boundaries of like what a game could be and how a game story could be played. And I feel like I sound like a broken record at this point, but it's just, it's refreshing to see. I feel like this is an evolutionary step in game storytelling, because it's not just walk through an area, fight some bad guys, and there's a cutscene. Walk through an area, fight some bad guys, and there's a cutscene. Like it's all jumbled together in a beautiful way. It's like a story smoothie that's delicious. That's my review of Alan Wake 2. Anyway. 5x16 is too easy. It was really easy. I think I died once, maybe twice. I don't even remember. I think when I did, it was like, oh, geez, I accidentally stumbled upon an S-ranked gigantic dragon in the woods. It really wasn't that difficult, now that you mention it. Justin asks, having played the point you're at, how important is it to have played Control before playing Alan Wake 2? Not at all. It certainly enriches the experience because you notice certain things that tie in together, but it's not necessary at all. And I do recommend Control. It's a really great action game. I didn't really get it at the time. I think I'm going to probably go back and replay it at some point after I finish Alan Wake 2, just to tie everything together a little better, which is something that you could do too. Because this like Federal Bureau of Control stuff, it doesn't make much sense if you're new to Alan Wake or Control. But you know, knowing what I know now, having beaten Control and having played most of the way through Alan Wake 2, I think I have a better understanding and a better appreciation of what they're going for in terms of their like Remedy gaming universe they're creating. And it's really cool. I like what they're doing. Anyway, so that's where we are. I think, yeah, that's where we are. Like I said, though, I'm fairly certain Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win, but I know that Jeff Keighley and Sam Lake are like best friends. So I also wouldn't be surprised if Alan Wake 2 won. I would be surprised if Super Mario Brothers Wonder won, but I don't think any of us are expecting that to happen. I don't see it happening, which makes it ridiculous that it's even in the same category. I mean, give me a break. But anyway, there we are. Alan Wake 2, surprisingly, with the game of the year right there. I'm surprised even. I am shocked. So there we are. I do think that Sea of Stars should have been included. I do too. I think it deserved to at least, again, much more than Super Mario Brothers Wonder, right? Does Quantum Break factor into Remedy Universe at all? I nearly forgot about that game. It does. And I've not played Quantum Break. I heard it was kind of meh. But at the very least, it's tied into Alan Wake 2 a little bit. At least one of the characters is. So I don't know if that was intentional from the get-go when they started all this. But it would be really cool if it were. I want to see Max Payne get tied into it all. I mean, Alex Casey pretty much is Max Payne. But yeah, I would love to see a Max Payne remake from Remedy. That would be amazing. Final Fantasy 16 was kind of all downhill after the Hugo fight and meeting the first time and fighting. Yeah. No, I totally agree. Like, that was like the real climax of the game, was the Hugo fight. And then, because you couldn't top that. It was incredible. Like, they had some real cinematic, epic moments in that game that were just really held back by really lame storytelling. It was so lame. Wait, Remedy did Max Payne? I never realized that. Yeah, Max Payne is Sam Lake, like the director of the studio. He's Alex Casey. Like, he runs the place. So he is Max Payne. If you look at the remastered version of Max Payne they made for PC, it's Sam Lake's face, and he's on the cover. It's in production right now. It's fantastic to hear. It's fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna be kind of lame, and I'm gonna end the stream now. I know I said I was gonna do some more Alan Wake 2 tonight, but I'm honestly kind of worn out. That took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, and I always underestimate my ability to just babble on and on for hours at a time. So yeah, and I kind of did my voice dirty for talking for an hour and a half. So there's that. Anyway, but you know what? I think we got enough Alan Wake love. Alan Wake. I mean, I picked the thumbnail right, certainly, because I was but a rambling man. Not that kind of rambling man. The talking kind. I should restart my podcast, huh? And just not do it at 6 a.m. Anyway, that's a conversation for another time. You guys have an awesome weekend. Hey, Thanksgiving's coming up next week. I probably will. I'm not sure 100% yet, but I'll probably do a Thanksgiving stream next Thursday. My plans involve eating a lot of food in the afternoon. We eat Thanksgiving dinner at like 2 p.m. for some stupid reason, like everybody else does. I think that's born of impatience. It's like, I want that turkey in me now. I'm not waiting till dinner time. Glad I got to join for a while. Great to see you all. Great to see you too, Justin. So next week, I don't know. I don't know what my streaming is going to look like next week because it's holiday stuff all week. So I'll let you know. John C. No worries, James. Thanks for the stream. Have a great night, y'all. King Adventure Star Junction. Yes, we're going to be playing some Dragon's Dogma. We're going to be playing some Tales of Arise and some other good stuff. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. So you guys have an awesome weekend, and I'll see you next time right here on Bye. Have a great weekend, freaky. Thanks for popping in. Good to see ya. You too, Rena, and everybody else. Bye.